friends. In last session of professional practices course, we have discussed about what is valuation, what is difference between valuation and estimation, what are the purposes of valuation, need for valuation, the role of valuer and requirements for being good valuer. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about methods of valuation in detail. Myself, R.V. Zugdar, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. Now, valuation has prime importance nowadays because there is need of valuation for many reasons, for bank loan purpose, for taxation purpose, for selling and buying of properties, as well as for getting compensation for any projects like road project, dam project, railway project by government. Now we will see the various methods of valuation. Valuation of real property. Valuation of building is depends on the type of building, its structure and durability, on the situation, size, shape, width of roadway, quality of material used in the construction, and present day price of that material. Also, depending on the locality, if it is in market area having high value, then the residential area, the valuation will get increase or decrease. And depending on the specialties in the building like sewer, water supply, electricity, etc., the value of building may change. The value of the building is determined on working out its cost of construction at present day rate and allowing a suitable depreciation for the structure due to wear and tear. The age of building is generally obtained from a record if available or by inquiries from visual inspection. Present day cost may be determined by the following methods. Cost from a record. Cost of construction may be determined from the estimate from the bill of quantities from record at present rate. If the actual cost of construction is known, this may increase or decrease according to the percentage rise or fall in the rates, which may be obtained from the Public Works Department schedule of rates. Cost by detailed measurement. If record is not available, the cost of construction may be calculated by preparing the bill of quantities of various items of works by detailed measurement at the site and taken the rate for each item as prevalent in the locality or as current PWD schedule of rates. Cost by plinth area basis. The cost of building can be calculated by using plinth area basis. The above methods are lengthy. A simple method is to calculate the cost on plinth area basis. The plinth area of the building as measured and present day plinth area rate of similar building in the locality is obtained by inquiries and then the cost of that building is calculated. There are various methods of valuation. The following are different methods depending upon various factors. The first method is rental method of valuation, profit based method of valuation, depreciation method of valuation, rental method of valuation. In this method, the net income by way of rent is found out by deducting all outgoings from the gross rent. A suitable rate of interest as prevailing in the market is assumed and year's purchase is calculated. This net income multiplied by year's purchase give the capitalized value of or valuation of the property. The method is applicable when the rent is known or probable rent is determined by inquiries for building in that particular area. Valuation based on profit. This method of valuation is suitable for buildings like hotels, cinema theaters, etc., for which the capitalized value depends on the profit. In such cases, the net annual income is worked out after deducting from the gross income all possible working expressions, outgoings, interests on the capital invested, etc. The net profit is multiplied by year's purchase to get the capitalized value. In such case, the valuation may work out to be too high in comparison with cost of construction. Depreciation method of valuation. According to this method, the depreciation value of the property on present day rates is calculated by the formula D is equal to P into bracket 100 minus R into D upon 100 raised to n, where D is depreciated value, P is cost at present market rate, R into D is fixed percentage of depreciation, where R stands for rate and D stands for depreciation. N is the number of years the building had been constructed. To find the total valuation of property, the present value of land, water supply, electricity, and sanitary fittings, etc., should be added to above value. The value of RD can be taken as given in table below. For years life of building given and RD value as per the tabular form is serial number 1, that is life of building having 75 to 100, the RD value is 1. For buildings having the life in between 50 to 75 years, the RD value is 1.3. Building having age of 25 to 50 years, RD value is 2. For buildings in between 20 to 25 years, RD value is 4, and the buildings having age of less than 20 years, the RD value is 5. Fixation of rent. The rent of building is fixed upon the basis of certain percentage of annual interest on the capital cost and all possible annual expenditures on outgoings. The capital cost includes the cost of construction of the building, the cost of sanitary and water supply work, and the cost of electric installation and alteration if any. The cost of construction also includes the expenditures on the following: raising, leveling, and dressing of site, construction of compound wall, fences and gates, stormwater, drainage, approaches, and other roads within the compound. Net return is worked out based on capita cost per year purchase. If the capital cost is not known, this may be worked out by any method of valuation. The owner expects about 2% higher interest than the prevalent interest to cover up the risk of the investment. To this net return, all possible expenditures on outgoings are added to get gross annual rent. The gross rent is equal to net rent plus outgoing on the building. Valuation of land. Similarly, for property or building, valuation are having some types. For valuation of land, there are different types. Valuation of land is done by one of the three methods as and where applicable. First method is comparative method of valuation, built-in method of valuation, and hypothetical method of valuation. The comparative method, this is simplest and most direct method. The method is based on instances of other cells with dates of upon comparative like lands in the neighborhood. So there are two main factors on which this method is based. First is sales price and second is similar neighborhood lands. Sale price should be recent. The method is based on comparison of like to like. Properties may be similar but each property is unique, so they can never be like. But we can assess by using the following factors. Situation, position of the land means locality, availability, type of people, nearby schools, market, office, hospital, etc. is also playing a role in valuation. Size of building, return frontage, front road width, vistas, and natural nature of soil is also impacting on valuation of the particular land. Built-in method of valuation. In this it is based on the road frontage. Frontage land has greater value than backland. So, in order to find out the realistic value of land, the entire plot is divided into a number of convenient strips by lines parallel to the center line of road. Each such type of land is known as belt. Then a relationship regarding the value and depth of each belt to the front belt is fixed up. Then calculate the values of each belt in terms of first belt. Then summing up the value of each belt, we will get the total value of plot. Normally, plot of land is divided into three belts. The depth of second belt is taken as 1.5 times that of front belt, and the depth of third belt is 1.5 times the depth of second belt, or depth remaining after second belt is considered as depth of third belt. Value of re-accessed land not lying within the perpendiculars drawn on belting lines from the end point is valued at 3/4 value in that particular belt of land. Value of the front belt is maximum. The second belt is valued at two-third rate of the first belt, and third belt value at half rate of the first belt. The third method for valuation of land is hypothetical building scheme method. In this system, value of vacant plot of land is estimated by capitalizing the assumed rent that can be obtained from the building if erected on the land after development the same, and then deducting the cost of development and building. Procedure for this method is from the total area of land, find out the permissible covered area, which is equal to total area minus one-third area of land as required for compulsory open space under municipal bylaws. Find out rentable area, which is equal to total covered area minus 20% for area of wall and wasts. Calculate net rent per month is equal to gross rent minus outgoings. Usually consider total outgoings be 30% of gross rent. Find out years purchase for perpetual, that is changing with interest on capital at the current bank deposit rate should be minimum 10%. Capitalize the net rent by multiplying the year's purchase deferred for development and construction period. Consider the current plinth area and find out the cost of building from the total covered area for storied buildings. The covered area shall be worked out all the stories. Work out the development cost of land if required. Find the total cost of building and development cost of land. Deduct the total cost of building and development from the deferred rental value of the building to find out the cost of land. Valuation of leasehold interest. There are two types of properties, namely freehold property and leasehold property. The freehold property is having absolute owner of the property, and for leasehold property there is another owner for plot. The freehold owner may give his property on lease for 15, 21, 25, or 50 years. For long term, he may give up to 99 years, which is called as long term lease, and maybe up to 999 years, which is called as perpetual lease. The leasehold property is known as leasing and the physical possession under the property for definite period under terms and conditions specified in the lease document. The different types of leases are building lease, occupational lease, sublease, life lease, perpetual lease. Building lease. Household is want to give the open plot for lease to some person leasee on the agreement of premium or ground rent or combination of both. The leaseholder can erect the building thereof to the specified amount in the specified period and the maintains the property and earn through that property. These type of lease are generally grant for the long period of 50, 99, 999 years. At the termination of lease, the lessor becomes the full owner of the land. Occupation lease, sublease, life lease, and perpetual lease. These type of a lease are generally depending upon the type of usage by leasee is done. Now, in this lecture, we have discussed about various methods of valuation, types of freehold properties and leasehold properties.